Barcelona have just beaten Atletico Madrid 1-0 away from home to go 3 points ahead of Real Madrid and secure their place at the top of La Liga. This game was decided by Atletico and Simeone's negative play style, as they decided to sit deep and allow Barcelona to dictate the play in the entirety of the first half, only to start playing some football in the second half, and honestly, they just made it too easy for Barcelona to play in possession. Now, before we get into the analysis, I want to share a bit about why I started this channel. I, like most of you, have watched hours and hours of fan channels on YouTube, and while they're all great, I felt like they were missing a tactical and statistical edge in their coverage of matches. Their analysis was mostly based on the eye test. On this channel, I'm trying to bring you just the right combination of tactics and stats so that you, the viewer, can go beyond just the eye test and gain an in-depth analysis of football matches. If this is your first time on the channel, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this. Now let's start by looking at how both teams set up at kickoff. Atletico Madrid started out in a 4-4-2 with Felix and Griezmann as the two strikers who were instructed to help out a lot defensively, so they were playing pretty deep as their starting positions. Carrasco, Barrios, Koke, and Llorente were also playing narrow and compact to minimize the space in between the two banks of four, and the fullbacks were tucking in narrow as well. So this forced Barcelona to exploit the spaces out wide and also minimize the space in between the two banks of four so that they couldn't get a lot done in the central midfield areas. Barcelona started in a 4-3-3 that played as a 3-2-2-3 in possession. We had Alex Balde high and wide on the left-hand side, in line with Fati and Dembele making the front three. We had Pedri and Gavi playing in the inside spaces right in behind that front three on the left and right-hand side as central attacking midfielders. Busquets and De Jong as the double pivot that were distributing the ball to the front line as space opened up. And we had Koundé, Araujo, and Christensen forming the back three. While Busquets and De Jong often dictate the play from deep by rotating the ball effectively, the play in the final third is often dictated by Pedri and Gavi, and to understand Xavi's tactics, we need to understand these two players. And the magic of these two La Masia graduates can be seen in the Dembele goal today. We start with Andreas Christensen having the ball in midfield. We see Pedri asking for the ball in the middle, with Gavi playing as the second striker next to Ansu Fati. As Pedri receives the ball, he sees four Atletico players that could pressure him, and that's Griezmann, Koke, Barrios, and Molina. As he turns towards the goal to assess his options, Pedri realizes he can pass it to Christensen or Balde on the left side to rotate the ball and get into a better position, make the risky pass to Ansu Fati, who's near the edge of the box, or switch the play to De Jong on the right-hand side. As he shapes his body to play it to Balde, Molina moves out of his position to cut off the passing lane to Balde. So Pedri decides to not pass to Balde and sees the space left by Molina. Then he dribbles into that space himself, taking out all four Atleti players that were on him. He gets to the edge of the box and evaluates his options. He has Fati to his left and Gavi and Dembele to his right. Since the ball is on his right foot, the pass to Fati is a little difficult. So he plays it to Gavi, who is contested by Reinildo in the box. Gavi then puts his body in between the ball and the left back by using his arms. Reinildo then goes to the ground, and Gavi has an easy left foot pass to Dembele. Dembele is in acres of space in the box. Very easy for him to roll it past Oblak into the bottom corner. So everything that you just saw Pedri do from this area here till the edge of the box happened in the space of 6 seconds. He was consistently aware of the opposition players around him, consistently aware of the space around him, and he made the right decisions with every touch of the ball. In that play, Gavi also showed his intelligence to hold off Reinildo, who is much more experienced, 10 years older than him, and much stronger. Both Pedri and Gavi just have incredible technical skills like close control, dribbling, and short passing, but their positional sense and reading of the game is what sets them apart. They always know where space is at all times, whether they're the ones making the pass or they're getting at the end of a pass. And they use this intelligence and reading of the game to create overloads on the wings and in central areas. So you'll see both Gavi and Pedri have the license to operate wherever they want on the pitch, as long as they are progressing the ball and also rotating it when a ball progression is not an option. There is one other thing about Xavi's tactics that stood out to me today, and that was the role of the ball-playing center back, Andreas Christensen. Christensen was often allowed to step into midfield to provide that extra man in there so that one of Busquets or De Jong could actually step into central attacking areas. And what this did was it allowed Gavi to actually play as the second striker. So Fati and Gavi would operate in these areas, Dembele and Balde would be out wide, and De Jong and Pedri would be right in behind them to provide that extra support. And Busquets would step into that area, with Christensen also being next to him. So what this would do is create almost a 2-2-2-4 shape, and this was especially effective when Atletico was really parking the bus and playing really deep into their own half. There isn't really much to discuss about Atletico and Simeone's tactics, except for the fact that it was a graveyard shift for their front men. Carrasco, Felix, Griezmann, and Llorente didn't really have any clear-cut chances to score. They had 20 shots on goal, but they were really speculative efforts and lots of balls into the box when they were desperate to win the game towards the end of the match. Felix and Griezmann in particular had a terrible outing. Not many opportunities were created for them. Griezmann had 7 shots, but only one of them was a big chance in the 90th minute that Araujo saved off the goal line. He had 48 touches in the game, 1 dribble, and 2 chances created, but he was dispossessed twice. And Felix had an even worse game with only 1 shot, 43 touches, 0 dribbles, only 1 chance created, and he was dispossessed 5 times. So I feel like Simeone would have gotten something out of this game by pressing Barcelona high, at least in parts of the game, right? Maybe 10 or 15 minutes in the first half would have done the trick to start the game off. You're playing at home. You need to be set up to win the game, not just to not concede. And Barcelona were missing Lewandowski today. They weren't starting Rafinha. And I feel like there was really an opportunity for Atletico to go for this game and win it. But they made no such effort, and I'm really disappointed to see that if I was an Atletico fan. In closing thoughts, I think neither team looked particularly great today. Barcelona fans would agree that their team is not firing on all cylinders at the moment, and Atleti fans would agree that Simeone needs to play Simeone ball after going a goal up, especially at home. Man of the match for today's game was Pedri, hands down for me. The dribble and key pass that he had that led to the only goal of the game was absolutely magical. 76 touches, 84% pass accuracy, 2 dribbles completed, and 2 tackles won. It's crazy to me to see how much he can do at 20 years old, and the credit goes to La Masia and Gavi as well at 18. The stuff he can do on the pitch is absolutely amazing, so I'm excited to see how he progresses and excited for you Barcelona fans out there. Let's see if Xavi can win the league this season. I think it'll be a big achievement for him. He's certainly on track to do that by staying 3 points ahead of Madrid at this stage of the season, but we have many games to go, so let's see what happens. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said again, please subscribe if you're new to the channel. I will keep making content like this and covering big teams across the top 5 leagues, so please tune back in, and I'll see you next time.